On the behalf of the Institute of Philosophy at ZRC SAZU, I'd like to welcome you to the third edition of To Be Continued, Philosophy and Psychoanalysis Today, to those of you here in person and to all of you joining us via stream. This conference series organized in collaboration with Newcastle University, primarily with my colleague here, Lorenzo Chiesa, began in November 2023. Now that we've reached number 3, I think it's fair to call it a series. I refuse to call it a trilogy or to expect a synthesis of any kind. I think the compulsion to repeat, on that we can surely rely, will likely push us to return next year and to continue with the question of whether to continue. So I won't try to preemptively summarize everything we'll hear over the next 2 days, but one thing already seems clear. Once again, the decision not to anchor the conference to a single topic has proven to be the right one. Psychoanalysis has always been at its most vital when it draws material for speculation from a wide range of sources, sometimes directly from philosophy, sometimes from art, from politics, from Freud, from Lacan, from someone else entirely, and occasionally even from God himself, and, as we'll see this year, from artificial entities as well. That psychoanalysis permits itself to draw from virtually anywhere doesn't mean it isn't, especially when taken up by philosophers, first and foremost a conceptual machine. And like any machine, it sometimes requires maintenance. To be cleaned, polished, oiled, a part replaced, a new one installed, or perhaps even unplugged and plugged back in again. Ideally, it's the kind of machine that many can operate, a machine that functions only for one person or for a tight-knit circle of initiates may appear refined, but sooner or later reveals itself to be a torture device. The aim of this series is neither to torture the audience nor to produce straightforward pleasure. It is to rekindle a serious interest in psychoanalytic theory, but not to popularize it in any simplistic sense. Certainly not here, in Ljubljana, where psychoanalysis has been too popular to ever become popular again. And it is just as little intended as a theater of artificially autistic jouissance. This, after all, is what we philosophers tend to do by default. And knowing that, our task remains the same as ever, to say yes to defending complexity against the pressure of common sense, and to say no to letting ourselves get lost in complexity. The idea behind this conference is in fact much simpler. Continuing with philosophy and psychoanalysis, and I promise this is the last pun on the title, at least for today, is only possible if we let it be continued. Not by inertia and not by forcing it, but by recognizing where it still proves indispensable, where no other mode of thought nor any other science has yet taken its place. This was Freud's guiding principle, and remaining true to it has always been a collective task. That's why I'm grateful to all of you, both familiar and new, joining us here, online, or catching up later via recording. And especially to our speakers, those returning, and, if you'll allow me, particularly those joining us for the first time, to Amanda, Alexi, Justin, Stephen, Siggy, and Richard. Please, Lorenzo, continue.
I will. Well, good morning, everyone, and a very warm welcome also on my part. I will keep this very, very short as the two-day program is already quite intense, as you know. To repeat with different words, something Tadej already said. First of all, I'm delighted that we have now reached our third installment in the To Be Continued series of conferences. I use the word series, but it's an open series. The least I can say is that, it is continuing, so it's an open series. This particular event also further cements the partnership between ZRC SAZU and Newcastle University, We also have more new plans for the near future on different fronts, including staff exchange, forthcoming joint publications about which we will talk tomorrow, and also the continuation of our successful PhD exchange scheme. Second, it is great, I'm speaking for myself and also again repeating, obviously today, it's great to see, again, colleagues and friends who have been with us, who have been accompanying us in this venture since at least 2023, if not earlier. But it is also excellent that we are meeting, seeing again, hosting colleagues who are joining us for the first time. So many thanks to all of you for your participation and also generosity. We're all very busy, so the fact that actually we have, initiated the series, it is also an engagement. So thank you very much for all your work. On the Newcastle side, for financial support, I would especially like to thank SchoolX, HAS Global, and the Humanities Research Institute. And again, we didn't coordinate this introduction, but I will be repeating another point in my own words. I wanted just to add that Tadej and I made a point to give speakers complete, I could say, carte blanche to present on anything they would like. And I think this has, again, probably even, especially this time, paid off well, very well, as the program has found its own structure, the program finding its own, order somehow. So in addition to our habitual close scrutiny of Freud's and Lacan's and others' texts and our paying attention to voices from the clinic, we also have some new entries on matters such as, among others, the connection between psychoanalysis and artificial intelligence, as well the application of psychoanalysis to literature and pop music.